Hello, I'm...
Blood Bow.
The new patch in Genshin dropped. With it came the new sub-region, the Chasm, as well as the new character Ayato, and changes to Yae Miko's targeting mechanisms. Since it's a super controversial topic right now, let's talk about the hot fixes to Yae Miko. I've seen some concern that this is a bad thing and the developers are destroying Yae Miko, as well as future characters, by setting a precedent of quote-unquote fixing things after their release. This precedent means that they can just go back and devalue the investment into constellations. In Yae Miko's case, her C2 is butchered by not being able to take advantage of the range increase. I don't really see this being a huge nerf or upside for Yae's skill. If you have C2, the strength is in your Sakura's starting higher level, with a max level increase. This doesn't really address the issues of Yae. I will say that the developers trying to improve things in the game isn't a bad thing for the future. If a character like Mona had been released later in Genshin's life cycle, maybe C1 of Omen would work for freeze and vaporize teams. These changes are more for the general community that doesn't have access to her constellations, which is the majority of the player base. Ayato seems to be a solid pickup for all the meta teams, National, Freeze, and Taser, for anyone lacking a Hydra character for those teams. While he doesn't come in and immediately slot in over other characters, unlike the more recent characters, he is not as niche, which is good for anyone wanting to try out compositions. This feels a lot better for a 5-star worth more Prima Gems, not being just a slight upgrade. And in the case of Kokomi, depending on mechanics in the Spiral Abyss, he's flexible with artifact sets as well. This is good for casual players' resin efficiency. I can see a case later on where Ayato becomes a lot stronger for Taser teams when Corrosion isn't as present in Spiral Abyss. On the topic of story, Ayato's Archon quest was a real snoozer. I won't spoil anything, I'll just say from all the mentions of him from Inazuma residents, he didn't deliver a convincing introduction. Compared to Shinha, whose Archon quest not just on a story level was great, but also allowed us to try her out before pulling on her. This one gave us like a minute trial. I don't like that, and I hope the next one does a better job of feeling like an important quest that can actually trial character rather than a hangout event. In regards to the Chasm, I'm pretty happy overall with the changes from Enka no Miya to now. After having time to think back on the sub-region, Enka no Miya felt lacking in the length of overworld content when compared to another sub-region release, in the case of Dragonspine. The Chasm overall was pretty good. The puzzles weren't that difficult, but used a cool mechanic for solving. One of the more annoying things about Enka no Miya was that the puzzles and sigils were locked behind Evernight and White Knight. If we had got a gadget at some point to control the cycle, I probably would have a better opinion. The story has more cohesion with the world, not only in regards to Liyue, but Teyvat in general. Enka no Miya doesn't have the same feeling. It felt standalone without solid connection to Inazuma or the residents. To top the region off in the finale, we got the long-awaited return of one of many's favorite character, Dainsleif. What a finale. Besides the story, the Chasm as you go further in it has some stellar environmental art. As someone that grew up playing World of Warcraft, seeing huge mushrooms gives me nostalgia of Zangar Marsh. They did a seriously good job designing this place. What are your thoughts on Yae Miko's hotfix, the new character Ayato, and the sub-region the Chasm? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, and if you want to see more Genshin related content, subscribe. I'm working on preparing a comparison video for Ganyu and Ayaka, so you definitely don't want to miss that.